Yo. This what not to do when you up every second of every round, but decide to get too comfortable and slip up 1 second of that whole fight, and it costed you.
But wait, there's more.
I could show you better than I could tell you. Here's a reaction from last night's fight with H20, Ashton H20 versus Body. Lucas Body. And yeah, it seemed like he did catch his body. Only when people start really chasing that knockout, when they start getting clipped with something and getting touched up.
Hold up.
Pause. Alright. He rocked him. He put him to sleep. That was insane, bro. He was up every second of the round. He was landing everything he wanted. Anything and everything he wanted, H20 was landing. Ashton was landing. You know what I'm saying? Lucas, on the other hand, was just getting tagged the whole time. It's like his defense
It's garbage.
That's how it seemed like. I was hella confused. I was not knowing what was going on. But that one moment changed everything. And I called it because I seen it happening. You could see Lucas the whole time. He was taking the punishment. But as the later rounds kept going, you could see Lucas finding little range with little pity pat jabs. And I was noticing that. I called it in my live. And I'm like, okay, he's catching those little pity pat jabs, but he's not committing to it. While the whole time you see H20, Ashton, getting a little bit too comfortable, dropping his hands, throwing close range punches from a distance. So in other words, he's trying to go for that knockout punch, but he's more or less lunging in for these shots with close range punches. So he's leaving himself very vulnerable because he wants to go for that kill right away. He slept on Lucas through the whole beginning half of that fight. He slept on Lucas because he was landing everything and anything he wanted to. He had his number, but then he was trying to put too much of a show, and he seemed like he was low-key trying to embarrass his opponent. And he forgot that his opponent, Lucas, has 2 hands. Not only that, he has a great record, too, with some knockouts. Majority of his fights coming in the way of knockout. People slept on him. They did not understand. He was getting so outclassed in that fight. H20, Ashton, was outclassing him so much to the point that he forgot that Lucas could punch back. And only took that one moment. Watch it one more time. Only when people start really chasing that knockout, when they start getting clipped with something and getting touched up.
Hold up.
Pause. Alright. He rocked him. He put him to sleep. Just like I said, it's only when you start chasing that knockout is when you start to get clipped. Because you forget that your opponent has 2 hands. At that, they're licensed. And just because you're getting the better half, it doesn't mean that he stops becoming a licensed fighter. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to the co-main event, we got Amanda Serrano adding another KO to her record. 31 KOs, 47 victories. And there's a lot of talk with this GWOAT talk and respect to Claressa Shields, because she's a GWOAT within her own right, just not at this current time, and maybe not over Amanda Serrano ever. All it takes is for her to have 1 loss, and it's all out the window. She might retire undefeated, but there's still so much she has to do. Because think about it like this, right? And this goes for everybody, no matter where you're from, no matter your color, what you believe in. Let's look at it like this. If they both retired right now, Amanda Serrano and Claressa Shields, if they both retired right now, whose legacy will you appreciate more looking back at? Let's not count amateurs, because I know damn well none of y'all watched her amateurs. I could guarantee you 85, 95% of you guys never even watched her professional fights. So don't bring amateurs like, oh, she got a gold medal. All right, she did get a gold medal. Did you watch any of her fights in the gold? No. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's seen that. Let's be honest here. You guys gonna dig up in the crates her fights in the amateurs? No, you're not. Let's be honest. Are you going to dig up her fights in pros? What you're going to do is look at that one knockout she has out of her 14 fights. Look at that. Okay, that was cool. And then the rest, you're gonna fall asleep by the third, fourth tape. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being a hater or nothing. I'm just letting you know the truth. How you going to react to it. Then you're going to look at Amanda Serrano's joint. And then you're going to see, okay, damn, 47 31 knockouts. You're going to start with the knockouts. And then you're going to say, oh. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100 here. Clarissa Shields, I respect. She did it fast. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like this is a perfect example of, what is it, the rabbit versus the turtle, where you go so fast but you get worn out, while Amanda Serrano took the slow route, but she's dominating each step of the way, collected a lot more to her legacy. That's what legacy is, what you leave behind. Clarissa Shields don't got much of that. She became undisputed, 3-time undisputed in 14 fights. There's prospects that are 16-0. Berlanga, 16-0, 16 first-round knockouts, and was still a prospect. Are you kidding me? And he was an Olympian too. What are we even talking about? How's this a conversation compared to an individual in Amanda Serrano who has a better record than Berlanga? Because some of you guys are gonna be like, oh, how can you compare males to the females? How can you compare But guess what? It's almost like, how can you compare Berlanga to Amanda Serrano? You know what I'm saying? Amanda Serrano got 31 KOs, 47. So we're gonna move on forward, and I get it. She fought a chick named Stevie. Wasn't that important? I get it. You know, she had a decent record, but majority of her opponents, her last like 5 opponents, had losing records, and you know, she fought majority of her fights out the country. She's barely known locally. This is a tune-up fight for fight that's about to take place against Katie, part 2, in November. So she's fighting twice within 3 months. Toma, huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta. What is we even talking about? Moving on to Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. A lot of people started coming at my neck because I'm like, yeah, Jake Paul's gonna hospitalize him. I'm gonna pull it up right here. Where's that? You remember when I made this video 2 days ago? Hospitalized. Guess exactly how Mike Perry looked like after the fight with Jake Paul. Just like this. He's going to the hospital. I'm sure he got a nose broken. You know what I'm saying? And I called it. I got my prediction about 90% right. I didn't get the same exact round, but I called it in the third that he was going to get the knockout. He was going to get knocked down even prior to that. He was going to get knocked down multiple times within the first and the second round before he even gets to the third. And that's when he's going to close it up, Jake Paul. And he was close. It almost happened. And it almost happened in the fourth. But then it got dragged on. And then finally it happened in the later rounds. My point is, I don't just say these predictions because I'm just favoring a fighter more than the other or something like that. I'm trying to play devil's advocate or nothing. No. I'm just being realistic of what it is. Everybody sleeps on Jake Paul, and he's actually a pretty skilled fighter. He's not a YouTuber no more. A lot of you guys still see him as a YouTuber. And this is how he hustle you. Because you're paying so much because you want to see him lose. Oh, he's not going to get it done. Not against this guy. No, not against this guy. But if you notice, every opponent that Jake Paul's fighting is a former MMA fighter. Or he's a has-been boxer. Or whatever the case is. Then you guys same people going to say, oh, Mike Tyson's going to crush him. What age are you living in, pa? I'm not saying that Mike Tyson don't got a chance. Obviously, that's Mike Tyson. He still possesses some power. But it's not about what he could give. It's about how much he could take. Pause. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? It's about how much he can take. How much can he really take? He's old. He smokes. He probably got done smoking for his training camp, but it doesn't mean your lungs recover 100% within a training camp. He's still going to deal with that. On top of that, his age kicking in. On top of that, he's still kind of muscular, so that's going to weigh on that's going to weigh on him and take some stamina from him. You know what I'm saying? In combination with his age, because you're not able to have that tolerance for damage at that age as much as you have when he was in his prime. Perfect example is like someone like Fury's dad. You know what I'm saying? The Father Fury. Father Fury headbutted homeboy, and he's the one that ended up bleeding. Why? Because he's older. The texture of your skin is a little different. I get it. Black don't crack. It's true. Mike Tyson, you know, he's gifted with good skin texture. He still looks like in phenomenal shape. But it doesn't mean that he's not affected at all by it. The age is still going to affect him some type of way. So he might get cut a lot more easier than he did before. You remember how he got rocked before? He got that big egg on his head. And you know what I'm saying? Imagine now how that happened if Jake Paul lands against him. Mike Tyson, I'm not saying he can't win. I'm saying he needs one round to get it done. If you don't get it done in the first round, I guarantee you, he's not going to be only fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson not only going to be fighting Jake Paul. He's going to be fighting his own health at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the lack of skill, the lack of power, lack of speed that's going to prevent him from winning the fight. It's going to be his health. And you guys don't understand that because you guys just still got the Iron Mike, prime Mike Tyson in your head that's going to go against Jake Paul. But this is not the case here, guys. You got to get that through your heads. But that's why I'm let it go, man.
Hold up.
This is the universal favorite to fight fans from all nations. Thank you for tuning in to VIC SZN Sports, the #1 source for combat news and creations. Let's go, baby.
Toma, huepa, chacho, pa que sepa, puñeta.
And we out, baby. Peace.